Hi friends. Today, are you ready to read chapters 14 and 15 of Chasing Helicity? We get a bonus chapter today. The chapters are kind of short. All right, when we left off, there has been some fighting going on in Helicity's house over her brother, and it's kind of giving Helicity an uneasy feeling because she doesn't know exactly what's happening. Also, Helicity was invited to go with Lana storm chasing this summer, and she was going to try and ask her parents. Let's see what happens. Are you ready? Chapters 14 and 15. Didn't Lana tell you, 14? She invited me to come along this summer too. With that news, Helicity's anxiety about her parents and her brother took a back seat to a sudden flutter of happiness. She knew she was grinning like an idiot, but she couldn't help it. That's so awesome! Sam laughed. No kidding, huh? I'm pretty stoked about it. So hurry up and get your parents' signatures, will you? You know it. In fact, I'll go right now and... Oops, hang on. I almost forgot something. Sam fished a crumpled envelope out of his pocket and held it out to her. Here's the other reason I stopped by. Mystified, Helicity took the envelope and looked inside. Her eyes widened. Money? I don't understand. Why are you giving me your money? Not my money, 14. Yours. Huh? Sam grinned broadly. Congratulations, you sold 2 of your tornado photos. Sold my photos? Felicity shook her head, now totally confused. No, I didn't. Sam laughed. Okay, technically I sold your photos. Prints of them, that is. Now don't be mad, he added hastily. There's this old guy in the nursing home where my dad works who collects tornado photos. He's kind of a nut, but harmless. I hang out with him sometimes and we talk weather stuff. Anyway, I showed him some of your pics 2 days ago and he almost fell out of his wheelchair. He was so eager to have them. Paid a decent amount right then and there. Sam withdrew the money from the envelope and fanned it out to show her 3 20s, a 10 and a 5. Not bad, huh? Helicity stared at the bills, her mind still trying to wrap around what Sam was telling her. You sold copies of my photos for $75? Sam cleared his throat uncomfortably. Well, he paid $100 for the pair. Actually, I kept $25 as a finder's fee. Business is business after all. I don't care about that. Helicity eyed the money with growing discomfort. Sam, I feel a little weird about selling my photos. Shouldn't you have asked me first? Sam put his sunglasses back on. Okay, first of all, I thought I was doing you a favor. I would have killed to have $75 handed to me when I was your age. Secondly, it all happened so fast there wasn't time to contact you. And third, lots of storm chasers make money by selling photos. He looked her up and down and shrugged. But I guess you're too young and inexperienced to understand that. His words stung. She bit her lip and shook her head. I know I have a lot to learn, so I guess thank you for this. She held up the money. He waved her hands away and started the car. But before he took off, he held out his hand and gave her a wide smile. Still friends? She stuck the money in her pocket and took his hand. Yeah, though I still feel a little uneasy about what he'd done. She didn't want there to be friction between them, especially if they'd end up spending time together that summer. Still friends. He thumped the side of his car. Good luck on your exams tomorrow, 14. Then he revved the engine and took off, leaving her standing in a cloud of dust. Helicity barely tasted her pasta that night. Her mind whirled with a jumble of emotions. Elation over Lana's invitation, happiness for Mia, concern for Andy, and confusion over what Sam had done. Her mood wasn't helped by her parents' curt conversation, which made the air thick with tension. Only Andy was lively and talkative. In fact, he seemed like a completely different person than the one he'd seen on the couch earlier. She shot him an inquisitive look, and he mimed swallowing a pill. Then she understood. He was happy because he wasn't in pain. Not at that moment, anyway. Fortunately, his good mood thawed the iciness in the air, and by dessert time, her mother and father were behaving as if their argument had never happened. Still, she chose to stick to her plan of talking to Andy about Lana's offer before approaching her parents. So after she cleared the table and put the dishes in the dishwasher, she cornered her brother in the bedroom. Hey, Hel, he cried as if he'd never been happier to see someone in his life. She laughed, shaking her head. Sheesh, how many of those pain pills did you take? Listen, I need to talk to you about something. He pulled his legs in to make room for her on the end of the bed. I'm all ears, at least until I fall asleep. Then I'm all snores. Shut up and listen, will you? Helicity growled. She brought him up to date on Lana's invitation, her solid grades, and on the practice tests, and on Mia's summer plans. She told him what she knew about the storm chasing excursion, handing him the folder as she did so. Well, one thing Dad will like, he observed as he scanned the contents. This trip is funded by some group called the LME Foundation, so you won't have to pay for anything except for the stuff you buy yourself, he smiled. You might have to smash open your piggy bank. Or not. Helicity withdrew the money Sam had given her. Andy whistled. Whoa, where'd you get that much cash? Helicity told him what had happened. Andy narrowed his eyes. And this guy's going on the trip too? He sounds iffy. No, he's okay, Helicity reassured. She stuffed the money back into her pocket. Well, if you say so. Andy tossed the papers aside. But hell, you're sure you want to spend the whole summer driving around with people you barely know? I've never wanted to do anything so much in my life, she replied earnestly. Sam is energetic and smart, and he'll be fun to hang out with. And Lana's the best. You'd really like her. It doesn't matter if I like Lana, Andy pointed out, or Sam. I know, Mom and Dad have to. Helicity let out a deep sigh. So how do I get my dream summer to happen? You got to build up to it. Andy tapped her practice exams. First, ace your finals. Then let Mom and Dad know that your high scores wouldn't have been possible without Lana and Sam. After that, start dropping hints about how bored you are going to be this summer with Mia gone. I'll chime in that I'll be busy too with rehab and stuff and drive you and I won't be able to drive you anywhere, which means you'll be stuck on your own in this dump day after day. Work in how you don't expect them to entertain you because you know how busy they're going to be. He shot her a crafty smile. Once those seeds have been planted, you can go in for the kill. Invite Lana to dinner to meet Mom and Dad. If she's as great as you say she is, they'll approve of her, and you'll be good to go. Helicity looked at him admiringly. How do you come up with such an awesome plan so quickly? He gave an impetuous sniff. Hello, I'm a quarterback. Remember, I'm trained to see all the options and make the best one happen. Okay, but what if the plan doesn't succeed? Helicity probed. And he lay back on his pillows. Simple. You punt and hope for the best. Chapter 15. Helicity didn't have to put Andy's plan into motion, or punt either. After her last exam on Friday, she headed to her mother's office as usual. She just pushed open the glass door when, to her great surprise, she heard Lana's voice coming from the back room. She froze and listened. A bright young girl who has demonstrated to me a keen interest in surprising knowledge of meteorology and storm chasing concepts, Lana said. She'd truly be an asset to my team, and I would learn a great deal too. Yes, but she's so young, Mrs. Dunlap protested, and what she's been through has not quelled her fraction for weather one bit. Lana finished. If anything, Mrs. Dunlap. Elizabeth, if anything, her experiences add a weight to her passion. The tornado is a tragedy no one in your town or this state will ever forget, but only a few will actively look to learn from it. I'm one of those few. Helicity is another. She's processing what had happened. She wants to understand, not just for the sake of knowledge, but so for the future so she can help. Lana paused and then added a surprising, wistful tone. I don't have children, but if I ever do, I hope they'll be just like her. Sudden tears pricked Felicity's eyes, and a lump formed in her throat. She swallowed hard a few times, then pitched her voice to sound cheerful. Mom, you here? Her mother and Lana emerged from the back office. Felicity put her best surprised face. Lana, Mom, what's going on? Dr. McElvey, her mother started to say. Lana, please, Lana interrupted with a smile. Lana came by to convince me to let you join her this summer, Felicity's mother said. I must admit I was a bit disappointed the information came from her and not you. I know, I should have told you, Helicity admitted, but there never seemed to be the right time. Now that you know, though, did she convince you? Her mother folded her arms over her chest and gave her a stern look, but Helicity saw a smile tug at her lips. She made a good case, but before I sign any forms, we need to discuss everything with your father. When she got home, Helicity went to work arranging things designed to put her father in a good mood. She made his favorite summertime dessert, strawberry shortcake, and mixed up lemonade to have with their burgers, tossed salad, and chips. Because he enjoyed the breeze on the screen porch, she set the picnic table so they could eat there. When she heard his truck, she got a can of soda to hand to him when he walked in. "Pouring it on a little thick, aren't you?" Andy muttered from his usual spot on the couch. "Shh, he'll hear." "Hey, Daddy, welcome home." Helicity gave him the soda and followed it up with a tight hug. Mr. Dunlap squeezed her back, took a long sip of the soda, sniffed the shortcake scented air, and said, "Right, what do you want?" Andy burst out laughing. "Told you." "Told him what?" Helicity's mother said, coming in from the grill with a plate of juicy burgers. "Helicity wants something from me," her husband informed her. "So what is it, kiddo? Money? A puppy? New sneakers?" His tone was jovial as Helicity blurted it out. "I've been invited to go on a storm-chasing trip this summer. Can I go, please?" And just like that, her father's good mood evaporated. Storm chasing? Mouth tight. He put the soda down with a thump. "I gotta hit the can. Start eating without me." He disappeared into the bathroom, leaving Helicity standing rigid with disappointment. Mrs. Dunlap set the burgers on the table and hurried to Helicity's side. "Oh, baby, I'm not a baby," Helicity said through gritted teeth. Steely resolve surging through her with the sudden force of a flash flood, forcing out the disappointment. "I'm a survivor, and I'm going on that trip." She broke away from her mother and strode to the bathroom. "Hell," Andy warned, "I wouldn't do that if I..." Helicity knocked on the door. "Occupied," her father growled from within. "Dad, it's me." Helicity's voice was tight with determination. "I know you think that my interest in weather is a joke, but it's important to me. So important that I've been getting tutored every afternoon so I can grasp the science and math behind it. And I am grasping it. 2 days ago, I took practice tests and aced them. I finished my school finals today, and I'm pretty sure I aced them too. Even if I didn't, I want to move up from CP to honors level classes next year." Her mother made a noise in her throat, but Helicity ignored her. "This trip is important to me too, because I'll get to explore my passion for weather with people who feel the same way about it. It's not going to cost you a cent. I'll be learning and experiencing things no class at school can ever teach me. You, Mom, and Andy won't have time for me this summer, and Mia's going away, which leaves me sitting around doing nothing. So I'm asking you again, can I go?" She stared at the closed door, waiting. There was silence. Then the toilet flushed, water ran in the sink, and the door opened. She stared up at her father, knowing he was blocking his exit, but refusing to move. Slowly he reached forward and cupped his calloused hand under her chin. His mouth worked, and he gazed on her with an expression she had never seen on his face before, at least not when he was looking at her. Pride. It was pride. "You know, I never realized it until just now, but there's a fighter in there, isn't there?" he said softly. She nodded against his hand. He looked over at Helicity's mother. "This woman, you trust her to watch out for our daughter?" "As if Helicity were her own child," Mrs. Dunlap replied. Helicity's father moved his hand to the top of her head and smoothed her hair. His eyes locked to hers. Then he pulled her to him and wrapped her in his arms. "I'll miss you, probably more than you know," he murmured. "But yes, you can go." Helicity burrowed her face in his chest and whispered, "Thank you." They stood like that for a long moment. Then Andy broke the spell. "Dang," he drawled. "Those burgers smell great, Mom. So how about we celebrate Helicity's leaving by chowing down?" All right, that was chapters 14 and 15. Next time, we'll read 16. Thank you.